continue our study this morning as we're studying through the book of Revelation. And today we are in Revelation chapter 8, and we're only going to be looking at 6 verses. Revelation chapter 8. Verses 1 through 6. And I know if you look in most of your Bibles, your break is at 5. But I'm breaking at 6. So, when the Lamb opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Then I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. And another angel came and stood at the altar with the golden censer, and he was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all the saints on the golden altar before the throne. And the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints rose before God from the hand of the angel. Then the angel took the censer and filled it with fire from the altar and threw it on the earth. And there were peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Now the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared to blow them. Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, as we look into this short but filled passage this morning, that you would give us insight, you would give us wisdom, that you would give us a yearning for you and a yearning for your justice and a yearning for your working in our lives, in our church, in our community, in our state, in our nation, and in our world. Lord, we pray that you would move our hearts this morning from your word. In Jesus' name. This morning we're going to look at the power of silent prayer. Now, silence is not something we revel in today, is it? We have a word for it. It's called awkward silence. And whenever there's silence and it's not planned, it seems to be this uncomfortable, right? A lot of times we're really uncomfortable when it's silent. It's too quiet upstairs. Go check on the kids. Silence is golden. Yeah. Sometimes when you've got kids, you might think that. However, it gets a little bit concerning, especially in my house when I was growing up with 2 boys. If it's quiet in the house, something's amiss. And so we're going to take a look, though, at the power of silent prayer. When the Lamb opened the 7th seal, this is what we're looking at. Remember, this is our chart of what's going on in the tribulation. We're in the 7th seal. We're right before the 7th seal. So this little blue here, we saw this interval, and now we're into the 7th seal. Just at the very beginning of it, the 7th seal is now being opened. If you remember, as we discussed previously, the judgments, the seal judgments, the trumpet judgments, the bowl judgments, possibly others there that are alluded to that we don't have information on. But the 7th seal is actually the introduction to the 7 trumpets. It's not a separate judgment in itself. Out of this 7th seal comes the 7 trumpets. And then out of the 7th trumpet comes the 7 bowls. And so we see at this whole thing, as we've got silence, we get to verse 6. Now the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared to blow them, because this is the 7th seal. The 7 trumpets. It is the 7th seal. The 7th seal is now opened. Some have said, we talked about the scroll that was sealed, and some have said that they believe that on that scroll that contains the judgments of God, that on that scroll also contains the deed to the earth. And it's complete. Remember, get back to the temptations of Christ when Satan took him out into the wilderness, and he said, I will give you, he showed him all the earth from the high mountain. He said, I'll give you all of this. Well, that would not have been a temptation if it weren't his to give. He is the prince of this earth right now. However, God is in control, and He is on the throne, and it is going to be rightfully restored, and now the seal is opened. When the seventh seal is opened, think about what this is like. What have we been picturing? Now the seventh seal is open. We've got no more voices coming from above. Silence. No more voices coming from above saying to John, come up here, or look over there. No more voices from above. No more thunder coming from the throne of God. Remember, this is a loud thing that we were looking at. We had lightning and peals of thunder coming from the throne of God. No more four living creatures crying, holy, holy, holy. It ceased. When this seventh seal is open, we've got no more elders saying, worthy are you to open the seals. That's further on. But worthy are you, O God, and honor and might and power belong to you. And they're casting their crowns, and they're going clang, 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 clang as they hit. None of that. It all stops. We've got no more songs of worship as the Lamb takes the scroll and starts to open the seals. We've got no more angels screaming, this myriad of angels and myriads of angels screaming, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. It stops. We've also got no more noisy judgments of the first 6 seals. No more screaming, no more rocks falling on people and people crying out to the rocks and the mountains, fall on us and hide us from the face of God. Every creature is silent. Now I can imagine what it would be like. We had half an hour of silence. And it's nothing compared to what God does. You just have to go, wow. God, I just can't fathom your wisdom. I can't fathom your understanding. I can't fathom your power. And we see things like, 12 to 15 inches of snow in a day, and we go, ah! And God goes, that's nothing. Hope He doesn't say, watch this. Because that's when things like earthquakes happen. That's when things like typhoons happen. That's when things that God says, you guys have no clue to the power of God. We just go, wow. When we see over a 50-degree swing between today, just a few short days ago, when I woke up at minus 19. Now it's 40 something. And for all of the carbon gases that we try and stop, we can't change that one bit. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't recycle, and I'm not saying all that. I'm saying we just have no idea to the power of God. We have no idea. Sometimes we just need to sit in silence, in awe of Him. We should do that someday for a service. I bet you that's the least attended service we ever have. If everybody just sits here in silence. Because we don't like silence, do we? But what was it on the mountain with Moses when he's standing there out and he's going to go out and see God and the earthquake comes and the fire comes and all this noisy stuff comes and it says God was not in that and all of a sudden the still small voice. And Moses gets really, really scared because here comes the presence of God. Sometimes we just need to sit in that silence in awe of God. And then let that drive you to prayer. Let your awe of God drive you to pray. Start thinking about God. Because you're so awesome and you're so powerful and you know everything, sometimes it might be, you know what's happening to the world. You know that babies are being killed and some guy down south wants to kill more. May his days be few and may another take his place. That's a song. Pray. And we feel so helpless when we pray. We feel like we're not doing enough, right? So many times. I hate to break it to you, you are helpless. We don't like to feel that in America, do we? We're the ones who can pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and make it on our own. No, you can't. For all of the strength you've got, for all of the influence you have, for all of the money you may have, it can't get you anything. Only the power of God. And so we pray. And we say, God, I can't do this. I need you. And that is the beginning of understanding where you really are. We pray. And then what do? When we pray, we trust Him. Because He has proved Himself trustworthy. He has proved Himself faithful. And so we wait in faith. And we wait. And like the soul's unruly altar, who said, when? How long? He said, just a little longer. Just wait. And we wait. For the moving and the working of the power of God. My wife is learning this right now. If you want to learn some patience, I recommend putting your head in this thing and looking down for 4 weeks straight. And being told, no physical exertion. That's a really good way to learn patience. Now, I'm not saying my wife needed to learn patience. Truth be known, we all need to learn patience. But I am saying she's learning something through this. And when God is silent, we learn to be patient. We learn to wait on God. We don't learn that He somehow doesn't care, like some think, because we know the nature of God. We know that He loves us. For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son for us. There is greater love than no one than this, that He give up His life for us. So we know He loves us. We know He wants good things for His children. We just don't know what that is yet. So we sit in awe of God, praying and waiting. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, This is a dangerous prayer, but I pray that you would drive us to our knees in prayer. I know that means asking for trials. I'm asking for things that I cannot handle. But if that's what it takes to grow closer to you, then Lord, bring that on. Because we need to grow closer to you. We need to be a people of prayer. We need to be a people who seek your face because we know that we are limited at best. Lord, drive us to prayer. Help us to sit in silence and awe of you. In Jesus' name.